Well, I feel very honoured, to get a second term. That the things that I wasn't able to do in the first 4 years, hopefully I can do them in the second four. The faith in which the World Rugby Council have had in myself and with Bernard, that we know we've got a lot of hard work to do, but absolutely delighted. Well, my wife was actually next to me, peering into the computer screen, waiting for the email to arrive. So she was the first person to find out, and so certainly we'll be having a quiet glass this evening, just the two of us. Look, it's not been easy for around the election, with obviously having to use technology all the time. But I think it was right to have the election so that we can now we can get underway, which is what is going to be a very, very tough time for global rugby. Over the next 12 months, it's going to be a challenge for both the international schedule and also for club and domestic schedule. So I think now that everybody can, we've got a new exco that's been voted. So now we can roll up our sleeves on Monday morning and get on with it. Well, I'd like to say to the whole of the global game that there's been an election. I think I'd like to pay tribute to Gus, that we worked very closely in the past. I think it's been an election that's been run well between us. But now we've got to all pull together. It's really important that we don't have any major issues. The North and the South, we have to pull together for the betterment of the game, for the whole of the global game, the whole of the rugby family. It's imperative that we do pull together, and that's something that I'd like to think that I'm good at doing, and I will be endeavouring to do that. Well, I think the crisis has posed a lot of problems. It's not just necessarily for countries that are at the top table and those that aren't, that everybody is affected by the coronavirus. But one thing that you can rest assured, that World Rugby looks upon every single member of World Rugby as being important, and you have my word that we will be working collaboratively to do whatever we can to enable rugby to grow in your regions, in your countries. Well, the first thing I do is pull the new exco together, and I think the immediate thing is how we're going to work our way through the coronavirus. I think that's imperative. That's the first thing that we have to do, to concentrate on that. I'll be looking at setting up a group to look at the governance of World Rugby. I think that's very important. I've already got Sir Hugh Robertson. He will chair that. So we're going to put a group together there to look at whether we can improve the governance of it. I think we have to look at the playing schedules, that we have to look at whether the July and November windows are working. I think there could well be an opportunity now with the coronavirus that we can maybe look at these windows, and we will be working in collaboration not only with our stakeholders, the unions, but we'll also be in dialogue with clubs as well. It's going to be the challenge, but I'm always one to relish a challenge. That I feel very, very honoured that I've been given the opportunity to serve another term, and I will do my best. I will work hard to make sure that I make a difference after 4 years, and that we will hopefully have a better game in 4 years than we got now.